Imagine yourself sleeping with a mask like this. Do you think you will be able to sleep? In the present, the CPAP machine, which stands for continuous positive airway pressure, is the most common treatment for obstructive sleep apnea. A serious sleep disorder occurs when a person's breathing is interrupted during sleep. According to studies, over 50% of people who use this treatment are not able to tolerate it due to discomfort, noise, and restriction of movement. And of course, people don't like this. And as a result, there has been a lot of studies on how to treat sleep apnea without having to wear a mask, and one of them is none other than airing, the world's first hostless, maskless, cordless micro CPAP device. It was invented by Stephen Marsh, who is a self-taught inventor and entrepreneur who has a long history of innovative product design with over 75 patents and applications in the field of electronics, healthcare, and consumer products. Before going to the device itself, let us first talk about what obstructive sleep apnea is. As stated earlier, it is a serious sleep disorder that occurs when a person's breathing is interrupted during sleep. It is caused by a blockage of airway when a soft tissue in the rear of the throat or the tongue involuntarily collapses during sleep. The most common misconception with sleep apnea is that it is synonymous with snoring, but in fact it is not. According to Dr. Robert Owens, most people who snore don't have sleep apnea, but most people who have sleep apnea snore. People with sleep apnea stop breathing repeatedly during their sleep, sometimes hundreds of times, which causes the brain and the rest of the body to not get enough oxygen. Due to this, obstructive sleep apnea has a lot of negative effects, including deprivation of sleep, high blood pressure, heart attacks or even strokes, and a lot more. So now let's go into Airing's remarkable device. Airing has four major exterior parts, namely the housing, which holds all electronic components, the nose pod, which is made of comfortable silicone engineered to stay firmly in the nostril, the inhalation vent where the air enters, and the exhalation vents where the airflow exits. Found inside the device are extremely small and low-cost box-like parts called microblowers, which are responsible for pumping air in and out. Shown in the lower left is an individual microblower. It consists of charged plates and have unlike charges in one point and like charges in another. As we learned from our physics, unlike charges attract and like charges repel. When they are attracted to each other, they displace the air between them, and when they repel each other, they suck the air in. Because they're so small, that's not a lot of air. But if you put another one next to it, and another one next to it, that's called parallel. And if you put a lot of this in parallel, you can suck a reasonable amount of air in and blow a reasonable amount of air out. This process occurs thousands of times per second, and thus the person using it gets the right amount of airflow rate while he's asleep. In fact, the amount of air a person actually breathes in and out of the cycle of inhalation and exhalation is about a liter, which relates to about 330 ml per second. The airing device has been proven to contain a lot of swift-moving microblowers to produce 330 ml per second or even more. As of today, Stephen Marsh is yet to have his patent application approved. Luckily, I was able to find the patent application that he filed on the micropump system of the device. It mainly describes how the pump works and its claims as seen on the left column and the right column respectively. Quoting Stephen Marsh, he states that they are not trying to get a new treatment approved, but rather they are trying to get approval for the miniaturization of an existing system or device. In short, the only difference between the traditional CPAP machine and the airing device is that it is small, hostless, and maskless. Everything else, including the airflow and pressure, is the same. The main problem with Airing's micro CPAP device is that it is disposable after only one single use, which is of course bad for the environment. Aside from Stephen Marsh wanting the device to be low cost, this disposable feature of the device is mainly attributed to its battery, which is a zinc air battery. In choosing a battery, they look at three main factors: power per weight volume, ease of manufacture, cost, and environmental impact. They found that the zinc air battery was a clear winner since it provides about 10 times more stored energy in the same space as the same size lithium-ion battery. The lithium-ion battery that could also last through the night would make the device too heavy for convenient and comfortable use, which is their primary concern. One innovation that is present today that can be paired with Airing's device is ST's thin film rechargeable battery, a solid-state lithium battery that is only 220 micrometers thick and has size measuring 25.7 millimeters. Its lithium technology recharges rapidly from a 42-volt charging circuit and displays low capacity loss as well as long cycle life. In addition to this, its surface mount terminals allow direct attachment to the circuit board, which simplifies assembly and eliminates wires and connectors. Another problem that Airing's micro CPAP device plans to address is its lack of self-adjusting feature. As of today, Airing devices will only be available in a range of common pressure values, which does not guarantee exact pressure for effective treatment. For this specific problem, Airing could look into Mayo's gesture control armband, which could detect muscle activity through electromyography. A sleeping person experiences muscle contraction and relaxation during sleep, and the Mayo armband or any sensor similar to it that uses electromyography could detect these muscle movements and use these signals to create a feedback loop. Airing's micro CPAP device could then use this resulting feedback loop to adjust its pressure, making it self-adjusting. If Stephen Marsh and his team could design the Airing device such that it would be compatible with ST's thin film rechargeable battery and Mayo's gesture control armband, then you are looking at a portable, efficient, and self-adjusting CPAP machine that anyone can bring anywhere and anytime. Thank you.